Dear dragons, beware those seeking refuge in the dragons. This video is not about those who are healing underneath the shade of dragon wings. No, this video is a very serious warning against following those who avoid their shadow work, avoid their spiritual growth, and their personal accountability in the process of their own evolution by declaring themselves all-powerful, almighty, all-superior dragons. The dragons embody the cosmic wild card. To claim that a dragon can't do something is fundamentally the antithesis of what a dragon is. People need to understand that when you walk the path of the dragon, if you do not find something to discipline yourself in, to anchor yourself to reality, if you do not find something along your path that gives you purpose, focus, and trajectory, you will fail. And it will be brutal. And the last thing I want to see for anyone in this community working with dragons in any way, shape, or form that you choose, because everybody deserves dragons in the way that they choose. The last thing I want to see is you guys get hurt. The last thing I want to see is you guys falling into easily avoidable situations, scenarios, and relationships. That's why I need you to understand who I am and what I stand for here on this channel and with anything I do, publicly, privately, subconsciously, and consciously. This is where I come from. My purpose is to show up and share my dragon fire, because I almost didn't survive my past. It was my reliance on the dragons more than anything, yes, even more than God, that helped me get out of the horrible, horrible, horrible situations I found myself in growing up, that were responsible for my continuous, pretty consistent, random, as much of a paradox that is, but this like regular, unpredictable disappearances I've had on this channel was because of these struggles that I relied on the dragons for to get me through. And they got me through it. And through that journey, I found God again. And alhamdulillah, it's beautiful. This life has never been better. And that's why I wouldn't be following my own draconic code of ethics if I did not come up here on this channel to share how dangerous it is to avoid your own growth, to avoid your religious trauma, to avoid your own internalized dogma and isms. I mean racism, I mean like sexism, and like homophobia and transphobia and classism and ableism, and you have to take the time to unlearn this shit. Because to walk the path of the dragon is to protect what is precious. And sometimes what is precious is your faith in God. And sometimes what is precious is your faith in the dragons. And sometimes what is precious are people you don't understand, are people who you could never understand because you do not walk the path that they do, nor do you believe what they do. And this is why I love the draconic path. You want to know why? Because every single dragon witch is unique. I have never met two dragon witches that are the same. I've met two sea witches that are the same. I've met two green witches that are pretty much the same. Okay, no. Every single practitioner of dragon magic are the epitome of what the symbolism of the dragon is as that cosmic wild card. They are an amalgamation of their passions, of their pursuits, their desires, their instincts, but they are also an amalgamation of their studies, of their sorrows, and of their successes in a way that I've never seen in any other religion, spirituality, or path of practice. This is why I will always be a dragon witch. I will always practice draconianism. This is my life, and it's always been this way. My path has shape-shifted since I was a little girl with imaginary friends that are dragon. No, it literally never stopped, bestie. Like, and I'm only here now to share how I got here. And to share how me following my dragons, even when it confused the world, is what made me who I am today and how I survived where I am today. I only show up on these channels to demonstrate the path that I've walked, the path that I still walk, and the path that I will continue to walk in a way that is the most honorable and noble and honest and real and true to my heart and soul that I possibly can. Because whether or not you believe it, like my main channel, if you're here for my main channel, if not, go check it out, it's linked down below. But my content creation journey has always been about discovering the magic within, about dancing with dragons, and about my faith and finding it again. And if you just watch my journey, or even just give me a little bit of your time to hear me tell my story, you will know that only Allah could have written it. And just because I'm a dragon who bows down to God doesn't make me any less than one who doesn't. It just makes me different. And that's what I love about being a dragon, is that I can be whoever I want to be, because I bow to no man. I only follow my Creator. And I know in my heart and soul that people who seek refuge in the dragons to avoid progress, to avoid accountability, to avoid growth, to avoid challenging their own shitty belief systems, to challenging their own dogma, to challenging their own binaries, and just slap dragons are this way over it. These people are fools. Do you understand me? They are so very dangerous, and I have seen them ruin lives. And I have helped people get their lives back on track, because some of these people are so malpracticing dragon magic in service of the public. And I am angry about it. So the only thing I can do is show up as I believe needs to be done, and to share my truth, even if it steps on toes and ruffles feathers. because I did not go through the life that I did to play it small with where I'm at now. Dragons don't play small. Do you understand? They burn everything down to the ground. If my content makes you uncomfortable, if my content makes you angry, if my content makes you violent, you are the problem. If my content makes you question reality, if my content makes you curious, and if my content compels you to think a little bit differently or outside of the box, marry me and welcome. It is my honor and privilege to serve you here on this channel by sharing all that I can with you in the time that I have been given. I will never tell you who to be. I will never tell you how to walk your dragon's path. I will never tell you how you have to show up as a dragon. The only thing I will tell you is to study the dragons and their mythology and how the dragons and serpents and reptilian energy shows up all throughout cultures of all different countries and continents of the world. It doesn't matter who you are, dragons can be found. I will only tell you to start there. I will only tell you to be mindful of people's cultures who have been systemically abused and denied and outlawed and murdered for their desire to practice their culture. Beware of that. Be nice, okay? But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. My husband almost came outside. You get to decide what your path is. Do you understand me? You get to choose who you want to be. You get to choose where you follow, how you follow your heart. The dragons tell me that whatever you believe in makes it real. That is why you are the dragon. You are the spell. You are the magic. What you decide to observe is literally the power of your attention that literally determines reality. You're so beyond powerful you don't even understand, and the only way that you could even begin to understand is to pick a path and follow it. Make mistakes, and when you fuck up really bad, do it again. Feel it every step of the way. Don't shame yourself. Be grateful for fucking up just as much as you fucking win. Because when you start to see the world as just this orchestrated gift to you from God, it becomes the greatest adventure ever lived with the dragons by your side. And I'm simply here to share that journey with you. But I'm just a girl who follows her dragons. I'll see you in the hatchling clan. But be brave, little dragon. I love you.